Well, approximately 30 FBI agents raided former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home on Monday morning, and at least one of the agents was a counterintelligence officer. The search warrant that prompted the raid has not been released yet, and the Bureau has yet to give an explanation for that raid. Well, here to weigh in is former acting director of national intelligence and Newsmax senior national security analyst Rick Grenell. Mr. Ambassador, welcome to the show. All right, so there are reports out today that there was an informant in Mar-a-Lago who fed the FBI information about the documents. If this is true, how concerning is that to you?
Well, I don't want to speculate because I don't think that that's true. I think there's a lot of misinformation that's being thrown around. Certainly when it comes to Trump and Trump world, nobody knows better than Sean Spicer that batting down rumors is one of the things that you have to be able to do pretty consistently.
I will give you that one, Mr. Ambassador. I will tell you one thing that we do know. By all accounts, there was at least one counterintelligence officer that was part of this effort. They met with Mr. Trump's lawyer, and then the president did, in fact, get introduced to this person throughout the process. Why would a counterintelligence officer be part of this, and is that concerning to you?
Well, I think, first of all, it's important to note that every single FBI agent is an expert in intelligence. They know that this is what they are supposed to do, is use intelligence, and they're prepared as they go in. But the fact that there was a counterintelligence person or someone with that background is not concerning to me at all. I think it's an irrelevant characteristic, someone's background that maybe somebody found interesting and leaked out. But I can't see why this would be a part of this. Every single FBI agent certainly was briefed, and they knew what they were looking for when they went in. Who knows what that is exactly? But I can tell you that if history is our guide, and it should be, I think, when it comes to Trump world, we're getting the same excuses from the intelligence agencies, from DOJ, from FBI officials and former officials that we got with the FISA warrant, which was, this is, rock solid, and we know exactly what we're doing, and this is very troubling, and there's a lot of hand-wringing from people like Adam Schiff. And what we have to be able to do is decipher the facts. Washington, D.C. is filled with people who are political, and unfortunately it's permeated into DOJ and FBI. I know that personally because I had to deal with DOJ and FBI leadership when I was acting DNI. And I can tell you one thing that I learned is that the rank and file FBI agents want to do what's right. They're not comfortable with the leadership. They absolutely are concerned with the direction and with the politicization that's going on. And we have to be able to have investigations and prosecutions free of politics. And right now it is not. And it's very scary. This is what third world countries do.
So President Trump took to his platform Truth Social and said this in part, quote, everyone was asked to leave the premise. They wanted to be left alone without any witnesses to see what they were doing, taking, or hopefully not planting. So some people are taking this as a point of concern that the FBI maybe planted evidence or listening devices in his home. How do you take his truth there?
Well, look, when it comes to Donald Trump, I think, the ends justify the means for these people. And so I would be concerned. I think we should all be concerned about planting evidence. I think we should be concerned that every single person is told to leave the room and that there's no lawyers present. All of those things are very troubling, especially for a former president of the United States. Look, we know that Hillary Clinton all but admitted that she had classified information, but she blamed Jake Sullivan for sending it to her printer. And she said, oh, we sent it to an unclassed printer. Jake Sullivan didn't get raided. Hillary Clinton didn't get raided. And also Jake Sullivan got to be national security advisor, keeping his security clearance after he recklessly sent classified information to an unclassified printer to Hillary Clinton. And so this is the double standard that we can't take. This is the double standard that is shocking. And this guy who signed the warrant needs to be held to account. What is your politics? We know you've been all over social media bashing President Trump. We know you've given to Obama multiple times. You are a partisan person. You defended Lois Lerner. And this politics in our prosecutions is extremely troubling. I'll finish with this. I spent 11 years at the State Department. When we see this type of politics permeating into investigations and prosecutions by other countries, we usually call it out. We put it in the Human Rights Report, and we condemn it. And now it's happening in our country. Who's going to condemn it? And we certainly have seen many countries saying, what would you do, the United States, if we did the same thing to the opposition, to the person who wants to run against us in the next presidential or prime minister's election?
Ambassador, you mentioned you were the longest-serving spokesperson at the UN. You were an ambassador, acting DNI. Today, there's reports that the Department of Justice charged an Iranian national for plotting to assassinate former President Donald Trump's national security advisor, John Bolton. This was likely in response to the 2020 airstrike that killed Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. Bolton warned that he's not Iran's only target. This comes as the Biden administration is apparently trying to re-enter the Iran nuclear agreement. What concerns should we have as a country right now? I only have a minute left, so I don't mean to jam you, but how concerned are you about this?
I've always been concerned. Certainly, we've seen the Iranians targeting Europeans and Americans. It's a broad swath of Americans. It's not just John Bolton, and we need to protect these individuals. We need to make sure that our intelligence agencies are focused on this type of threat, not on some paperwork from a former president.
All right, Ambassador Rick Grenell, thanks for being with us. Good to see you.
All the best. Thanks.
JP Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.